but not my name.
Sorry, we guys know each other for some
Oh, I've seen you at the coffee shop a million times.
We show up for these kind of cases to be an advocate for animals because animals don't have a voice. We also work with the General Assembly every year to try to get more humane laws passed for the animals in Virginia. And we do have pretty good laws in the state. So on a local basis, we just want to make sure that the judges and Commonwealth Attorney's offices realize that their constituents would like to see these laws enforced. And we're hoping with more public awareness of them, more people will pay attention, right, and be a voice for the ones that don't have a voice. Called out to that place a little over a year ago and found dogs that didn't have shelter. They were chained up outside to tires, to poles with no water, no housing. So we started working with this family and provided some fencing, some insulated dog houses, pet food. We offered to spay and neuter, just all of that kind of stuff. Kept trying to help, but they didn't want us to spay and neuter, so they kept having litters. They surrendered some litters to us. And just over time, we started to realize that there was a lot more animals inside the house, and at some point, law enforcement had to get involved. Well, towards the end there was an odor coming from the house that was pretty disturbing, and we could see and hear a lot of animals upstairs looking through windows, barking, jumping up against the glass, and there was never anyone home. So they appeared to be pretty much abandoned, and that's what we were hearing from people that live in the area. So that was very concerning to us, and we called law enforcement and asked them to do a welfare check.
That the animals were properly seized and were going to be forfeited is the wrong term, but we're going to be kept by the county and the Commonwealth of Virginia where they are at the shelter. Now, given that Mr. Shell's appealed, that's sort of on hold until we can deal with it in circuit court, or Mr. Shell indicated he was going to appeal. If he does, that'll be dealt with in circuit court.
And so,
just the conditions that the animals were living in, and they were alone. Nobody was living there with them. Not having enough food, not having enough water, living in their own feces, and being very, very sick. Just all of it. I think about my own animals and how, they get to live, and it just makes me very sad to think about these puppies up there abandoned, kind of fending for themselves.
yeah.
The animal control went there after some reports of some concerning things at this property, and they were able to go in and do a seizure, see the conditions there, and based on what they saw, they took the animals out. So today it was just all about making sure that the seizure was upheld and they didn't go back to those same conditions. From what I understand from the court hearing today, they are waiting for the results of the necropsy from the state vet's office, and at that point they'll know what type of charges will be as a result of what they find in the necropsy. So whether they're felony charges or misdemeanor, and that's what we're waiting for at this point. And once the Commonwealth Attorney knows what the charges will be, I assume they will set a new court date, but I'm not quite sure exactly the timeline. We were just here today for the seizure hearing. We came out today just to advocate for some dogs that we have been working with over the past year, who were in a very unfortunate situation of animal cruelty and neglect, and we were just here to show our support to hold up the laws of Virginia for animals, for animal cruelty, and just to show that we support justice being served for these dogs.
Okay, and from court